Shalom, family. This is Trayvon Jones Conscious Talk Channel. Trayvon Jones Conscious Talk Channel, where I like to talk to the so-called black community. Thank you for coming in and joining me, family. Before we get started, if you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you press that subscribe button and make sure you press that thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section. I wanted to talk to you guys about Nick Cannon. Now, I've talked about Nick Cannon before on my channel. I've talked to him about him. A few things, about him wanting to redo, the whole Nipsey Hussle thing, so just a few things, but right now he's back in the news again because, he's been talking and he's been coming out and he's been basically, saying a lot of controversial type things. He was on Ellen DeGeneres, last year sometimes, and he was wearing, a hat on his head, that symbolism for what black people wear. It's a hat that black people wear, Muslims. And, Ellen, asked him about the hat. You know what I'm saying? He was just basically saying, it's just something that he enjoys wearing, so he basically, cleared it up. But right now he's in the news because Nick Cannon, he's been dropped by Viacom CBS after making anti-Semitic comments. Now, you have a lot of these so-called Jewish people who like to come out and they will say that you're being anti-Semitic when I don't understand how anybody that's Semitic, such as so-called African-American people, so-called black people, we are Semitic. So I don't understand how we could be making anti-Semitic, how we can be saying anything anti-Semitic or making anti-Semitic comments. We're just basically calling it what it is. We are basically calling out the fake Jews, the people who will call themselves Jews and they are not. But he's been dropped, for making these comments. But he's been speaking out for a very long time. So I got to give Nick Cannon his props because he's opening his eyes, along with a lot of other artists. You have artists like Ice Cube, who has made comments about us being a Hebrew Israelites. You have artists like Fantasia, which has come out and she's making, comments, her and her husband, about us being the Hebrew Israelites. So you have a lot of, artists who are just waking up and telling the people who we really are. And it says in the last days, we will be woken up, family. Those who want to hear are going to hear. This thing. A lot of us are still going to be, tangled up in the Christian church. A lot of us are not going to want to hear it. We're going to, take that Bible and we're going to be stuck in it in a Christian way. But the reality is a lot of us are waking up now. But, I'm just proud of, Nick Cannon because he's speaking up. He's one of the artists who is not afraid of losing a job. You know what I'm saying? He knows his worth. He knows he can go out there and create another job. He can do what he wants to do. The man is rich. He can do what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And he's in a position where he can say, yo, you want to fire me? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and fire me if you want to fire me. But guess what? You're not stopping nothing. You're not controlling nothing over here. You're not stopping nothing. And it's just high time that we so-called black people understand that we are the Hebrew Israelites that the Bible is talking about. That Bible is for us. No one else but us. But it's just, funny to me that we want to be entangled in American society so much and white supremacy. We want to be entangled in it so much that they create these jobs and they give us some money. And then when we say something or we do something that they don't like, they just take it from us. So we have to apologize. We have to, renege on what we say. And we got to stop being in positions where we are, put in those type of positions where we cannot say what we want to say and feel how we want to feel without some kind of repercussion from them. Because they can just go on their media and they can just create some shit to, have all these people hate us and make us lose our jobs if we don't apologize, if we don't, stand up, to what they believe we should be. It's some bullshit, family. Some straight up bullshit. We need to be in a position where we can create our own damn jobs and we can do what the hell we want to do. you know. But it's just funny to me that Nick Cannon, he got dropped from Viacom CBS after making anti-Semitic comments. Viacom CBS is ending its long-running relationship with Nick Cannon after he made anti-Semitic comments on his podcast. In the June 30th episode of Cannon's Class, the actor and TV host interviewed Professor Griff, a rapper who was a part of Public Enemy before leaving the group after making anti-Semitic remarks. On the podcast, Cannon said black people are the true Hebrews and talked about anti-Semitic conspiracy theories involving the Rothschilds family. It's never hate speech. You can't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people. Facts, Cannon said. When we are the same people who they want to be. That's our birthright. We are the true Hebrews. Viacom CBS condemns bigotry of any kind, and we categorically denounce all forms of anti-Semitism. We have spoken with Nick Cannon about an episode of his podcast, Cannon's Class, on YouTube, which promoted hateful speech and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. While we support ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, we are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him. We are committed to doing better in our response to incidents of anti-Semitism, racism, and bigotry. Viacom CBS will have further announcements on our effort to combat hate of all kinds, the company said. On Monday, Cannon said on Twitter and Facebook that he has no hate in my heart nor malice intentions and doesn't condone hate speech. He also said that he holds himself accountable for this moment and takes full responsibility for his actions. Go ahead on, Nick. You know, they're trying to make him out to be some big bad bully, some big bad guy, because he's saying to black people whose nationality changes every 20, 30, 40 motherfucking years. You know what I'm saying? First we are colored, then we're Negro, then we're black. Oh, and don't forget we were Indians at one time. We were Indians, then Negro, then colored, then black, now African American. You know, we keep changing. Who we are keeps changing. And this is what I need black people to understand. Who we are keeps changing. That has to tell you that they are trying to hide something from us. So when we say that we are the true Hebrew Israelites, because all those prophecies, when you read Deuteronomies, when you read that book and it's telling you about all the prophecies that, you know, that were given to us, that we will be the head and not the tail if we follow the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. But if we break his law, statutes, and commandments, we will be the tail and not the head. And all these curses will come up upon us. It's clear, all those things that have happened to us. Now, we can argue that all these things happen to all types of people, all groups of people, but nothing compared to what we've gone through. Nobody has ever gone through the abuse and the mistreatment and the slavery that so-called black African American people have gone through in history. And we continue to go through mentally. So this is how you know that those curses that are in Deuteronomy are the curses that were put on us, family, the true Hebrew Israelites. Those people who are calling themselves Jews are not fitting any of those curses. They're not fitting any of those curses. So for them to say that we're being anti-Semitic, how can we be anti-self? How can we be against ourselves? And this is the problem that I had with Farrakhan's speech. Although his speech was inspirational, you know, I did watch his speech on 4th of July. I watched it, you know, but he will not acknowledge that so-called black people are the Hebrew Israelites. He will not say it, and he will not acknowledge that. Now, he will go so far as to say that those people that are calling themselves Jews, Jewish people, Jews, they are not the real Jews. He will say that, and I appreciate his efforts for that. But him calling us African and Muslim, we are not Muslim, family, and we are not African. You know, we are not any of those things. We are the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites of that Bible. That's our nationality. That's who we are. And we have to start accepting that name, and we have to start saying that name for the Most High to be able to hear us. That's the key. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Nick Cannon for coming out and, using his platform to be able to tell the masses of people who want to hear it that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Now, I know a whole lot of us are not going to want to hear it. I understand that. That's cool. We already understand that. We have a whole lot of us who are just going to continue to be in the dark, who don't want to see the light. We just want to stay stuck in the dark. And 2/3 of us are just not going to make it. We understand that, family. We totally understand that, and we accept it at this point. I just want some of these motherfuckers to get up out of my way so that we can get the kingdom that is deserving of us. So slowly but surely, and we're actually now at a more of a rapid rate, we are seeing entertainers come out and speak the truth and use their platforms to speak the truth. So I say all praises to the Most High for that. That's what I say, because we need them to be able to help spread this knowledge to the masses of us. But yes, we are the Hebrew Israelites. So shout out to Nick Cannon. I give that brother his props. He's expecting another baby, and I just wanted to just say, to, a lot of the women and the haters out there, tripping on him because he's, having another baby with, his baby's mama, the same, one that he just had a baby with a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? They're having another baby. So I say shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of women who, because he doesn't want to be married, they're hating on him and saying, that he's just a mess and that he's confused. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's using his wealth and his money to create and multiply like we're supposed to, and he knows who he wants to have a baby with. He don't want to have a baby with every damn body. You know what I'm saying? He has his girlfriend who he enjoys, being his woman. You know what I'm saying? And then he has someone who he says, this will be the perfect mother for my children. So that's what he has her for. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mariah Carey, it was the same thing. He wanted babies with her. He did that. That's what it is. So you don't knock the brother because he's a good dude. He's taking care of his kids. As long as he's taking care of his kids, I ain't mad at the brother. You know what I'm saying? He's handling his business. So shout out to Nick Cannon for, shouting us out, and telling us what it is. But this is the time that we need to start supporting. We have to support him and we have to stand with him because, they're going to try to, demonize Nick Cannon. We already understand that. But we need him to stay strong and stay fast and stand on what he says. And don't come out apologizing with all that fake ass bullshit. Don't come out apologizing. He said what he said and we need to respect that. We need to respect Nick Cannon. So shout out to Nick Cannon for telling the world and other black folks, so-called black folks, that we are the true Hebrew Israelites. So like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys press that thumbs up. Leave a comment in a comment section, family. And I will see you all on the next video. Shout out. Peace out. Shalom.